layers, things that there's an effective time like going on?
Yeah. Well, a lot of it is kind of just me pushing and shoving again with something where the other drawing pieces were about sanding the crap out of something until I nearly destroy it. So it just seems there's something developing for me where I'm just using my energy as a tool to take the material and get it into a different kind of form. So, but one of the things that, yeah, I love that.
I know.
Don't you?
Yeah. Nice.
Well, the way that I set these up is that I have to paint all of these, so I lay everything out. These are the boards. Are you looking at the? Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I know. I saved it. Yeah, I should take that and include that. And then the way that these adhere together, I'll show you this step, is that I leave a space open, wood-wise, so that I put the paint all around here, and then I take the next piece and I go squish and it oozes out. But in the meantime, I've also put some wood glue in there, so it's wood to wood. And then it's set up this way, and then I go like this. Put that on there, and then I go squish, squish, squish. And then stuff really oozes out under those circumstances, which is why then things start kind of billowing out. But then the wood to wood allows it to be like really solid. And then what I want to start doing after that is to take these and put them on a table saw and start cutting them into chunks. So if you imagine that you had this piece here that was red, and that's kind of what I'm playing with here, and then you had imagine these as like quilting components, then you could cut these in half and you could start sticking different colors together. And then it's going to look really bizarre, because it'll go ripple, ripple red, and then that'll just ripple into a blue, and then cool. People are going to go, how did she do that?
I think that's a lot of times
the fun.
The fun of looking at a kind of an abstract piece is just trying to imagine the process.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, or how did they get to that particular point? Anyway, Jim, one of the things that I looked at in Seattle is this woman doing things on fiber, but she's using a particular kind of stiff batting. It's not like what you would use in a quilt, but it still gives a thickness and a sturdiness to it. It's like whatever they put in collars.
Oh yeah.
But it's even thicker than that, and then she was putting beautiful dyed fabrics on. Just stand right there. I'll show you what it is.
You're very good. You're natural.
I moved right away, but don't tell her. Let's see if she can tell.
Are you getting sound as well as video?
Yeah.
So she's making these forms that look like seed pods. I think you'd go nuts over these, Claudia. And there were like probably 30 of them there. And I thought the way she was, so this is a three-dimensional form that's coming out from the wall like that. And I thought that she must have a wire armature in there, but the whole thing is made on that material so that it stands out on its own. And she has given such loving care to each one of these forms that we thought that they were hollow. And then the gallery assistant came over and said, "Oh, I noticed you were looking at those. Let me take that off the wall." And when you pulled it off the wall, she had done a beautiful backing on it. So it was like a whole complete
object. It's a
pod, yeah. And the artist had decided that was really important for her to like have it be a complete form that could go out into the world, kind of like a human being. So anyway, it was very cool to see that. And then this guy was also, and these are droplet paintings. So these are really cool too.
Drops of what?
He has eyedroppers full, and he just from a certain distance, he drops something wet on there, and then he lets stuff dry, and then he just keeps adding more and more drops on top of it. So, anyway.
Kind of Pollock-esque.
Yeah.
Yes, some of the bigger ones I didn't like so much. They got really busy, but he had some small pieces that were just like 4, or he had 9 droplets on them, and those were really cool. We really enjoyed those. And then, of course, the last thing was that this woman is sewing little dice out of material. What's that called? Material like
It's like a fishnet.
used for fishnet or veil that you'd use for a wedding veil. And then she's embroidering things on top of there, and it was just astounding to look at the really detailed work that she was doing.
Who did the dolly painting over there?
What dolly painting? Oh, that's
Salvador Dali.
That's me.
That's nice. It looks like a Salvador Dali painting,
Really?
doesn't it? I don't know, the colors and the kind of surreal feel of it, you know?
The advantage of the portfolio pieces for getting back.
That's
into
when I
school.
went back to the UW. That was something that I submitted for it.
It's nice.
And then, of course, the last thing is, this is one of my little dresses that my mom made for Claudia's trying to film it.
It's a little dress.
Oh, and then you may
It
as
still
well.
fits.
Yeah, right. And then zoom in on this, Claudia, because that was probably about the time. And this is what I told Jim is, this was maybe pre-Hellion phase. Don't I look like an angel?
Brilliant. Yes.
And you
Angel.
can see how that didn't work out.
No, you're still an angel.
And that's Cozy. That was a Siamese cat, and I named my Siamese cat Cozy, and Ed called his Siamese cat Rough Tongue.
Well, because he had a rough tongue.
Yep. So there you go.
Well,
That's a little tour.
thank you for the tour.
Say goodbye, John.
Goodbye, John.